great.
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Blaine Carter Gibson.
I'm Wes.
I'm Eric.
I'm Andrew.
And I am Blaine Carter Gibson.
Is your middle name really Carter?
Yes.
It really, you look like a guy whose middle name is Carter.
The fuck does that mean?
Look at you, and that is what it looks like.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
in a real Halo kick right now, obviously Halo Infinite, and one of the Spartans in Halo Reach is named Carter. And I just made that connection the day when my girlfriend made the connection for me, and it's been years since that game came out.
The main character's name in Halo is Master Chief.
No, but Halo Reach, one of the protagonists, not the main character. That's Noble Six. Carter is the leader of Noble Team.
I was gonna say, what took me off guard is it is a really good thing your first name is Blaine, because if your name was John Carter Gibson,
Yes.
you'd be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Blaine Carter Gibson.
If you had like one of the books of the Bible first name, Carter Gibson, is like, watch out post offices, because this guy is sending bombs in the
Sending
mail.
package bombs.
Yeah, exactly.
Post office.
Jesus.
I don't know what it is. Well, I think I might have said this on the floor, or on the floor. I see my time. I might have said this on the podcast before. Might have said this on the podcast before, but I went to high school with a guy, shouting him out now, whose name was John Sterling Mansky, which is like, I mean, a triple plus serial killer name.
That's like a porn star name or a guy, like you said, going on a real rampage.
Yeah.
Did you ever have someone from high school that you went with who just went on to do something like either really fucked up or really cool? I had a girl in high school. She got hit by a baseball at a Major League Baseball game, and she went viral for it.
What you think real cool is and what I think real cool is are real different.
That's the first example I can think of.
I wasn't necessarily a friend, as an acquaintance in high school who, I'm not gonna say his name, got arrested for throwing a taco at his mom.
What the fuck? So his mom called the cops on him?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
To me, that's real cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
What fucking guy? What kid is losing his temper so much that he throws a taco at his mom?
Was it hard shell?
I have no idea.
That could have been the difference between assault.
Ups the charge.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, if it was soft shell, that's just ingredients flying around.
If it's Crunchwrap Supreme, he's going to.
Gas chamber, no trial.
I don't think I had anyone. Steven Strasburg is a Major League Baseball pitcher, and he went to my high school. But it was like after I graduated, when he was like a freshman, so I missed him. And then Dat Fan, the guy who won the first season of Last Comic Standing, he was right before I was a freshman. He graduated, I guess.
Okay.
So. So I got real cool on either side, and that's it.
My buddy Brett Thiel went on to Broadway. He was a really fucking cool guy. I think he's doing well for himself now. He did have a stint as one of the Spider-Men in the Broadway Spider-Man.
Really?
Turn off the dark?
Turn off the
Turn
dark?
Off the Dark, yeah.
Wow.
But the guy was crazy athletic, jacked.
Oh, a girl I went to high school with, Alexis, was part of the ensemble original
Last name
Hamilton.
Texas?
Hamilton.
Oh, okay, got it.
Hamilton cast.
Oh, fuck! I knew a Hamilton cast member too.
Shit.
Oh man, that January 6th
same-
performance was great.
And all we've been doing is just making dumb videos for the internet. All these
fuck
people
us.
going on doing cool stuff like Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
When you say the January
other
6th
things.
performance was great, do you mean the Lin-Manuel Miranda performance, or do you
with
mean
Obama.
a year earlier that January 6th performance?
Okay, so I'm unclear, but was this
Do you mean the performance by the Capitol Steps or on the Capitol Steps?
was this
1 and 2.
They were all
did that actually
lockstep.
happen? Because I don't have the cringe capacity to watch it.
Did
Yes,
what happened?
Nancy-
January
Na-
6th?
No, that obviously
they invaded
happened.
the Capitol.
So
That's
cringe.
what happened.
No, what if this is me outing myself as guys, I don't know if that happened or not. No, did Hamilton perform on
Didn't
January
really go there. I
6th?
heard it was just a tourist thing, right? It wasn't that big of a
You mean,
deal.
did Lin-Manuel Miranda deliver a speech on the anniversary? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
What was the
happened.
performance?
Yeah, it was through Zoom, and it was Nancy Pelosi, right?
Yeah.
Introducing it. It feels like an SNL bit. You
Yes,
watch it,
yeah.
it's like Nancy Pelosi. You think it's I'm blanking on all SNL cast right now, but it's
Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, it's like Kate
Cecily
McKinnon
Strong.
being in Lin-Manuel, and it's Rami Malek playing Lin-Manuel or something. But yeah,
It really was having all these people come together in remembrance of January 6th was fucking insane to me to begin with.
Yeah.
Guys, 1 year ago, they almost succeeded. we did nothing to prevent this. Here's the guy who made Hamilton.
It just
was
seems
wild.
It seems like a weird commemoration thing. Like,
Yes!
we should just kind of leave it in and we're on the left, so we're like speaking from that side where even we're like, that's kind of cringe.
Oh, it was bone chilling.
it was
Just
awful.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, we as a nation who give $750 billion to defense spending couldn't stop a bunch of rich dentist and boat salesmen from taking a selfie in a fucking rotunda one of these days. Well, that's on you guys. Like, I'm sorry.
It's been 1 year since
1
this
year.
occurred. You're welcome.
Did you guys know who All Gas No Brakes is?
Yeah.
Channel 5. They did an interview with the shaman.
Oh, I watched it.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was so crazy.
It's like they called him in jail. And man, that guy, All Gas No Brakes guy, is Andrew.
See the tall, kind of weird guy,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
just kind of
Callahan or
yes
something
ands
like that?
everything.
So
I
he
guess
is a suspiciously good interviewer. He just lets people go.
Yeah.
And man, it's just watching people he's just holding the rope, and then the people go, "Thank you so much for this rope," and then just start fucking tying it, and then pulling the ladder over, and then hooking it, and they're climbing, and just watching people just hang themselves.
He just has the
Fucking
capacity to let them continue to talk because he has no cringe. Cringe is such a fucking bad word. It's a cringe word. He just
being very
doesn't get
cringe.
uncomfortable by it, and it just bounces right off of him.
No,
Yeah.
just an oily hide that just rolls right off.
He was on H3 and he was talking about how part of his tactic is he is like an ally of whoever he's next to.
Yeah.
Like it could be an awful person. He's standing there, he makes that person feel very welcomed. And somehow they start rapping.
Yeah, it's definitely he's not sitting in judgment. He does a
Right,
very good job
exactly.
of not sitting in judgment, but I think you as the viewer are still looking at him and going we're definitely on the same page here. Chet Hanks is not on the same page with us.
Right.
That's how that feels. Also, Chet Hanks.
He's the white boy summer guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's the one that always has
He's got
shirtless.
come on, guys, I got some rules and rigs.
Yeah.
He's got a big time Marlboro voice.
Yeah. What happened where he's Tom Hanks' son?
Because the other one got all the talent.
Yeah, Colin Hanks.
Colin
Yeah.
got all the talent.
But Chet, isn't Chet also from Rita?
Repulsa.
Yeah, isn't Chet Hanks from a previous marriage? That's not, or from another relationship.
Really?
That's not Tom Hanks's flesh and blood. Could be wrong.
No way.
Hey, allegedly, I don't know.
Well, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This is pre-recorded, so if we're wrong about any of this, I don't care.
His mom is.
Rita Repulsa.
Sorry, yeah, no, it's Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
by God's divine
He's
hand.
the third child of Tom Hanks.
Oh.
I didn't know they had 3 kids.
And the first child
one
born
just
to
stays
Hanks
out of
and
it.
actress Rita Wilson.
Wait.
So Tom Hanks is 5 kids then?
What?
How many
What?
kids? Yeah. 4. He has 4 kids, including Colin and Chet. I don't know why they.
Someone's editing the Wikipedia page right now.
Nicholas back there going, got him.
Yeah, but he's taking a long time editing.
There was I think it was when Tom Hanks got COVID and Chet took it upon himself to make an announcement video.
Yes, yeah.
And he was shirtless. And
Yeah.
he was showing off his tats. He's like, guys, it's true. Dad's got COVID. Or thoughts and prayers. It
Yeah.
was just like, what are you doing,
And I think
bro?
that was the world's introduction to Chet Hayes.
Chet Hayes.
Yeah.
and he goes off in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah,
at one point,
he
too.
does
Good for him.
what is it?
He does patois. He does
Yeah.
Adrian Brody's introduction on SNL.
He does Meet Joe. He does Brad Pitt and Meet Joe Black when he's at the hospital and he's talking to the old woman and he does. Have you seen that? He does.
Yeah.
He does the whole accent and you're like, this is 1996. What are we doing? What happened here? And it was very weird. I don't know. Brad Pitt too handsome.
Too handsome. You see those photos of him, those black and white photos of him fly fishing when he was 20? It's pretty
Did
sick.
you post one?
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Sorry, I can only get 2 erect. I can't. I've got pants integrity to maintain.
I think Brad Pitt is too handsome to be a character actor, and that's sad for him.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because man, when he gets to play a character, he fucking rules. He's
Oh.
fun to watch play.
Like Inglourious Bastards.
Like he gets to do that stuff.
Riveters.
But even like Burn After Reading, I don't really like Burn After Reading, but watching him just sort of like go is like a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
But the problem is when he's in movies with other people, you just go, well, he can't just be on screen like that.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is also. I feel like my friend Kath was saying the same thing about Oscar Isaac. Like anytime Oscar Isaac is in a movie, I'm immediately taken out of it because every other character should be like going, what? That's the handsomest man I've ever seen. Like it's just like you're too good looking to be like husband. Like it's like you should, like what are you doing? Like you should be like it's walking the streets of Venice. Like just looking too good.
Then there's the dude who was like the guy that was giggling at Batman and Dark Knight whenever he caught him.
Yeah.
And then he was also like the bad guy in Prisoners, and he's in all these Villeneuve movies.
He's the polka dot.
He's Polka Dot Man.
He's like just like weird enough looking that he fits any role, and it's like that's the same actor.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
I
good.
think he was super on meth or heroin.
Good for him.
Yeah. We can't get sued for libel here, right?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Allegedly.
But because
Wait, was he, though?
I think he's like sober, because I thought I saw like a speech that he gave at like a sober like summit thing.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I really like him as an actor. He has like an interesting look, and every time he's a character, I forget that he's a human man, and I just go, I buy this.
Yeah.
Him and Prisoners. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Prisoners in general.
I think that
fucking
movie's
insane.
incredible. I miss when movies could have ugly people in them, but not just be like ugly people.
Licorice Pizza.
Oh man, that has
Just a bunch of ugly people, or what?
it's Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid is in it or
Seymour.
whatever, and
Philip Seaman.
he's
Seaman Hoffmore. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
I think it was Venus or Serena Williams was asked in an interview, "What's your favorite actor?" And she said Philip Seymour Hoffmore, and it was all of us at Mega 64 going, "Well, that's his name now."
Wow.
Stuck.
That kid is very good. He's a very good actor. He's supposed to be 15, and we have the same hairline, and it's like, boy, dude, it's really something. I watched. What was it?
Spider-Man.
I watched Spider-Man. No, I've been watching like a lot of like TCM stuff on HBO Max. Like I watched Breathless, this Godard movie from 1960.
Incredible.
And it's a very good movie. And a couple of people are very attractive, and then everyone else is just human people that I feel like they just found and went, you want to be in this movie? That was it. Diary of The Killing of a Chinese Bookie. I watched last night, and that has no attractive people whatsoever in the entire 180 minutes or whatever.
It's like some casting director in the 90s saw James Dean and was like, everyone should look like
Why
James
doesn't everyone look this good?
Right, exactly.
Clint Eastwood, they're like, that guy's fucking handsome.
Yeah.
But then, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but like it used to be like with like Breathless, it's like, oh, okay, you have like maybe your leads are attractive or handsome or like what have you. But now like the guy adjusting his tie in background is like model quality. Like everyone is good looking. Like very rare to see just like kind of bit parts or background actors populated by just like human people. And also like, this happened, I would say probably mid late 90s, where everyone got the same kind of good looking because everyone fixed their teeth. Like everyone got fucking caps and veneers, and like it just like leveled the playing field in terms of, because like Brad Pitt with like fucked up teeth is still like super handsome, but much more like
characteristics,
more like of a character actor that he's like born to play. But like Brad Pitt with perfect teeth, you're like, it's too good look. Like, what do you're not Burn After Reading guy. Although that character would have weirdly capped teeth.
Yeah, but I wouldn't buy him as like this like crazy, drill sergeant from Inglourious Bastards who like raised in the mountains.
Yeah, in an era when no one had perfect everyone smoked 7 packs a day.
It's it's like Boba Fett. That's the thing that throws me off about Boba Fett is whenever he's talking, he's got perfect white teeth.
Big
like
old veneers.
And I'm like,
interesting.
The Sarlacc sucked off all of
like
the
cleaned all the
cleaned
tartar.
his teeth.
Yeah.
Decayed his skin, cleaned his teeth.
Yeah.
That's great. Hey,
Everybody, this episode of the RT Podcast is brought to you by Purple. And I'm not talking about the color, I'm talking about the mattress. Hey, if one of your New Year's resolutions is to sleep better, it's time to give up on all those gimmicks out there and just get the good stuff, a Purple mattress. That's because only Purple mattresses have the Gel Flex Grid, a super stretchy, ultra squishy material that adapts and flexes around pressure points and doesn't retain heat, so you're staying cool. That means you're cool all night, your back and legs are supported, your shoulders, neck, and hips are all cushioned. Oh, it's like sleeping on a cloud. Gel Flex Grid also bounces back as you move and shift so you don't feel stuck like you can with memory foam. You know how everybody here at RT Podcast loves Purple Mattress. Gus talks about his all the time, even off air. He's saying he's sleeping like an angel. So imagine Gus on a Purple mattress. That's the best selling point I can give. Getting a great night's sleep starts with a great mattress. So get a Purple mattress. Go to purple.com/teeth10 and use code teeth10. For a limited time, you can get 10% off any order of $200 or more. That's purple.com/teeth10, code teeth10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Once again, purple.com/teeth10, promo code teeth10. Terms apply. Thank you, Purple.
Is that Boba Fett show good?
Okay, episode 1, pretty fucking rough.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I thought episode 1 was bad. Like little Darth Vader and like why would you have Qui-Gon Jinn?
No, that wasn't. It was a flashback of the Battle of Geonosis. It was like when he was baby Boba and his dad had just died.
Baby Boba.
The intro's cool, but I just feel like the rest of the episode isn't great. And then episode 2,
Fucking slaps.
Fucking slaps.
And the Tusken Raiders fucking rule.
it's like Dances with Wolves. But
Oh,
Star
really?
Wars.
So-
That's
so
very cool.
they're doing this thing
I
with
like
Star
that.
Wars.
That sentence just sold me on wanting
Yeah.
to see that.
It's actually, I have a better comparison. So they're doing this thing with
I mean,
Star Wars.
I just said this one was really
No,
good.
no, no,
and
no,
I
no.
liked it, and
Yeah.
it made me
Here
want
it
to
is,
watch
here
the
it is.
show.
Sold him.
No, Lawrence of Arabia. That's what they did.
I like Wes more.
There's a train.
Because there's a desert.
And there's a fucking train and indigenous people that he has to like unite.
Yeah.
Anyways, Star Wars is doing this thing, and they did this with one of our favorite movies, Sorcerer, where they're like, hey, there's this movie that no one fucking watched back in 77 because Star Wars came out and everyone was watching our shit. We're going to make it, but in Star Wars. And they did that in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Interesting.
God, I rewatched Sorcerer the other day.
You're a maniac.
I've never
It's
seen that.
so fucking good.
It's
It is so good. Blaine, Eric, and Drew Saplin and I went and saw it at the Draft House in the before the pandemic. Like I feel like kind of right
It
before
was like right. It was like right
before the pandemic.
Yeah,
The Draft House was showing it, and we went and saw it, and like that was my first time seeing it, not on a crappy VHS tape, like seeing it in the theater. God damn, it's so fucking
I've
good.
never even heard of that movie.
Score by Tangerine Dream, who,
Yeah.
in my opinion, should score all movies.
Yeah,
Just all movies scored by
And they're
Tangerine
still
Dream.
doing shit. They made
Yeah.
the soundtrack for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
So it's a movie. Imagine like it's 2 trucks filled with nitroglycerin, and they gotta go through like what is it, Colombia?
Yeah, like the jungle, like the deep jungle.
And they can't move the truck too much, or else it'll fucking explode. It is the most intense movie. You're just like puckering your butthole.
I wasn't ready for.
watch that.
We talked about how intense it was. Wages of Fear is the original, and it was, I guess, remade into Sorcerer. And you watch this movie, and the whole beginning does a good job of lulling you into like learning who these people are, but not in like a very deep way. And you're just sort of like, okay, I'm on board. And then they get into like the meat of the movie, and I think I was sitting like this for most of it, and then the rest of the movie I was sitting like this.
You were just
It's so intense.
It had like the perfect setup for a movie. It's just like a bunch of criminals who have like fled to South America to avoid extradition are like given the the opportunity. It's like, hey, there's this oil rig out in the middle of the jungle that's like on fire, and we need dynamite
snuff out.
to like blow it, to cap it, to blow it up, to shut it down. But we can't get like helicopters can't get out there because like the wind shear is too bad. Like it'll absolutely blow up. So we're giving you like, we need like 4 volunteers to drive these trucks. And if you do it for us, you'll like get $10,000 and your visas. So they're like, okay, then we can be official citizens in this like country, and we don't have to like take these like shitty ass jobs. And so then it's like bum 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 bum, just like driving trucks through like the worst roads. I mean, I said roads is like even like giving it a lot of credit. It's so good. It's one of my faves.
I think you'll love it, Wes.
Yeah.
There's a scene
love it.
too. This is the last thing I'll say because I don't want to spoil anything else. But like to test whether or not the drivers are worth a shit, they have a glass of water on the dash. And if it shakes too much and you can see that it's shaking, it's like, well, this guy's not going to do. Wow. And I remember I put glass of water in my cup holder with my Jeep and just like was seeing like, am I good enough as a driver to do the wages here?
It's fantastic.
But like case in point though, Roy Schreider's the lead in that.
Yeah.
The guy's like not super
No,
attractive.
and I think that's like a big thing is we're talking about like people could just be like really good actors. Like you used to be able to just be in a band and be like kind of gross looking.
Video killed the radio star, baby.
Yeah, and then now it's
One of your favorite bands, Steely Dan.
yeah.
Nobody in that
the
band
ugly,
is...
Donald Fagen is a little monster man, and it is
Little gremlin.
he's incredible,
Yeah.
incredible band. But man, what a performance! What a watch the movie and then read about what happened when they made the movie, and then just go, how'd they do this?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about. Have you guys seen African Queen?
No.
Oh, yeah.
That I was reading about the behind the scenes of how they made that movie, and it's the movie that inspired Walt Disney to make the Jungle Cruise.
Wait, is that the?
Oh, wow.
I think I might have actually seen this. Is it the one that it's the boat, the tugboat, and he's trying to get?
It's just trying to get down the river, basically. Like down,
I've seen that
down
one,
the
yeah.
Nile. Yeah, it's Humphrey Bogart in like the 50s or something like that.
And he's like dating like a Mormon missionary lady or something,
Yeah,
right?
she's like there for the ride. I don't remember the details. It's been a long time. But
You guys just described the Jungle Cruise movie,
yeah,
except
exactly.
it's The Rock.
Well, yeah, no, Walt Disney just totally ripped
yeah.
off African Queen.
That's so funny.
But
How
it's-
crazy.
But it's on Amazon and it is so good and so entertaining. And the stakes are like, it's all simple. It's just a simple story, but they shot it in Africa in the 50s.
Yeah.
And they were like camping because they were shooting it chronologically down the river.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this day we're
Lord.
shooting down the Nile or whatever for like 7 hours. And then we're going to camp and hope that we don't get diseases from these mosquitoes. And
Yeah.
it's
So continuity on wardrobe was like a breeze.
Right, exactly.
It's something that you couldn't get an insurance company to underwrite
Yeah.
ever
Ever.
today.
No.
Like they're like, no. Okay, so apparently like the 70s was the time for like crazy directors to make movies down there for
Yeah.
like no money and just like the most dangerous thing because two other movies that I'll highly recommend, both Werner Herzog movies, Fitzcarraldo and
yeah.
Aguirre, Wrath of God, both of which were made the exact same way. It's just like, no, I'm gonna get my Klaus Kinski, the craziest actor I can possibly find, and a bunch of like native people, and go down there and without like permits or anything, and
Yeah.
just make a movie.
Yep.
And like move a boat, like Fitzcarraldo is about moving a like boat over a mountain, and they actually moved a boat
Oh my.
It's like
over a mountain.
phenomenal.
It's
phenomenal.
And like the movies are incredible, and even more incredible are the documentaries about how they made those movies. Like
absolute
are
shit.
equally just like these are maniacs.
Yeah.
These are maniacs that had like $500,000 and went to South America and made a movie.
You can just listen to Werner Herzog just say stuff.
I fucking love Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
too.
The jungle is cowards.
my favorite Star Wars character.
Cool. It's my favorite.
Show me
mine's
the
Bill
baby.
Burr.
Show me the child.
Have you seen the figures that they've put out for these characters?
Oh, I bet
And
he
you
looks
can
like
get,
shit.
You can get like a Bill Burr action figure, and you can get a Werner Herzog action figure, and they're Star Wars.
You pull a little button, he goes, "No, I'm serious."
Did you guys see the,
I made it.
the King of Staten Island, the Pete Davidson, Bill Burr movie that came out last year?
No, I didn't want to look at. Okay, we're talking about people who can be ugly in movies. They're allowed to be ugly. They're intentionally ugly, and that's not the same.
Not the same.
They do their best to go out of their way to look that bad. Yeah. There it is. There's
Bill Burr action
hold it up for
figure.
your
He looks
camera.
like dog shit.
He's like-
It's like the worst G.I. Joe.
you can buy that.
That's cool.
You can get it. You don't want that?
Charles Bronson's another dude. Sorry, there's like some young guy listening to this podcast. Like, who the fuck are they talking about?
Well, this is how you learn.
Is that you learn?
Yeah.
how you get
You have to
culture.
sit around and listen to the old
Culture,
heads
kid.
go, do you ever see this? Do you ever see that?
Charles Bronson's a dude who was like not an attractive man,
No.
but that guy fucking kicked ass.
Yeah.
And he was short.
Yeah.
He's just
I
cool.
watched some of the fourth Death Wish. Like,
Yeah.
like a week or so ago, and I couldn't really stomach it. Not because it's so violent. It's just that like
So
it's
racist.
the situations
Yep.
that are like put forth are like, this is what. Why is he doing this? And it's like, so it is really like in the 80s. They just wanted you to be scared that at any point gangs will kidnap your family right now.
Right, I mean that. So
Here they come.
it started with Dirty Harry because this was all reactionary all the reactionary politics of the right wing got subsumed into movies because it was post 60s. It was post like everybody's like free love and all this stuff. And so then that the cultural reaction to that was to make like fucking vigilante cop movies of the
Yes.
70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And then that's how you got your like Death Wishes, your Dirty Harrys, your Magnum Forces, where it's just like, I get fucking results.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
The audience is like, yeah.
But that's what it's for. It's for people. It's for your dad's friends to go, fuck yeah, the way he fucking killed that guy. Fuck yeah.
There's also in every
he
Dirty
executed
Harry,
him without a trial. It's like, whoa, hold on.
he throws his badge at the end and then he's back in the second one. But
Yeah.
in every Dirty Harry movie, he always has a speech about how like, I don't need a female cop partner. That's just like, you just put her on the Forster numbers, and then it's like he always gets like a diverse, partner, and he always has a rant about why he doesn't want him, and it's like, Dirty Harry, chill the fuck out, bro.
Crazy. The guy who made Gran Torino?
Is Predator just Gran Torino, or not Gran Torino, Dirty Harry in space?
Well,
Predator-
Predator's doesn't take place in space.
Predator's also not a
different planet.
It's not a white savior film.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Gran Torino. That's
All
serious as fuck.
you can think about is Gran Torino. Predator, incredible movie that when we watched for your birthday on a big screen projector,
that was fun.
It was very fun. It was the first time I watched it, what you would call sort of against the grain, where
Sober.
no, that's on the grain, where you're looking for kind of like people saying things without saying things, or hinting at character sort of motivations without being explicit about them. And that's, I think we talked about it later, where it's Jesse Ventura and
Bill Duke.
Yeah. And I just went, are they lovers in this movie? And had watched it like that for the first time. And I went, I think they are.
Yeah.
Because they're giving each other so much shit, but like
Bill Duke fucking loses his mind when Blaine dies.
in a way where like it's not regular.
Well, this takes us to another thing, which is so fascinating about like the hypermasculine movies of the 80s, 90s, and even in music, because like the actual logical like, and my friends were talking about this on another podcast, that just like when things get so hyper masculine, they become homosexual. Like you get this like the natural like peak of that is coming like it's man love, like, and so like that makes perfect sense. Like their relationship in that movie, like if you look at it from that way, you're like, oh yeah, absolutely.
I think you could have sold that idea to Bill Duke, and he would have been like, yes, I will use that in my performance. If you told that to Jesse Ventura, he would have fucking killed you.
No, he would have like loaded real bullets in that minigun and like turned you into pink mist in the wind.
If you want to watch something that's as entertaining as Predator, watch the BTS for Predator. It is like they do this whole thing where they're like fucking with each other, where they're like, I would go to the gym at 4 a.m. so that no one else could see me work out, so that I could show up on the set the next day looking fucking huge, and then everyone else is in their brain thinking, is that all natural? And like they would just destroy, like there was like a producer who would be like, hey, I should come work out with you guys, and then it's like Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura,
Insane,
just destroying
Carl
this man.
Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a shot in that movie where they're pulling a tree up with rope, and it's just a shot of Carl Weathers.
The only reason they do that scene is so everyone can flex as big as they can. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
And like there's not baby oil in the jungle, but they would sure convince you that it just flows from the trees.
Yeah,
there.
no,
Baby oil tree.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Even the guy that plays Billy was so fucking crazy that they had to have like on-set guards to make sure he didn't just fuck shit up.
That's awesome.
Because he was just a out there guy.
That's cool.
And then throw a mountain of cocaine into the mix on set. That was probably just like, God, there sure are a lot of mirrors on every surface of this production studio.
So like John McTiernan, that is my favorite movie. I'll say that. With,
of course,
like, it's hands down my favorite movie. John McTiernan is such a good fucking director. He did Die Hard. He did a bunch of other awesome movies. Yeah.
I just saw Die Hard for the first time.
Did you really?
Did you really?
Oh wow!
I showed it to my girlfriend.
Did you watch it because it was Christmas?
My dad was like, "This is my favorite Christmas movie." I'm like,
Okay.
And then I watched it. I'm like, "This is not a Christmas movie."
No, it just happens to take place over Christmas.
The
but
whole argument.
There's Christmas music in the soundtrack.
But fucking awesome movie.
It is great.
Die Hard rules.
Oh yeah, it's
Die
great.
Hard's still a blast.
I watched
Christmas
the
movie.
sequels. They're sequels, right?
You can skip the second one and watch the third one.
No, second one's awesome. Third one's great. Samuel Jackson.
You can skip the second one and watch the
second one's
third
fun.
one.
Okay. Anyway, continue your thought.
I can't
John
remember.
McTiernan.
Oh, so he went to prison for tax evasion. I think he is getting out or out. I hope he directs another movie. I hope
he definitely will.
He's so fucking good.
About prison. About getting out of prison.
It's Hollywood. Once you're kind of in and you have like a name, you might not ever get to like the level that you were at one point, but someone will give you money to do something again.
The guy that does the voice of Optimus Prime did the Predator sound effects, and he has a story about how he had throat blood or something because he'd been wrecking his vocal cords by doing all these low voice characters, and then they brought him in for Predator, and he was like, I wanted to like ease off of just destroying my vocal cords. So he's like doing all the, all this stuff. And there's a story that he tells at a panel where John McTiernan's like across, and he's like, he can't hear it in the recording booth, and he like throws the fucking script, and he's having a fit because he can't hear what the fuck he's doing. And he comes out, and then he hears him do the thing, and he's just like, that's the coolest shit ever. And
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's record it.
I have a video I need to show you. This is so stupid to talk about it because I can't show it now, but it's a video that my buddy took at IHOP like 10 years ago of me pouring a coffee, like pouring the mug of coffee. And it was just low enough to where it was splashing every time it hit the lid. And it just sounded exactly like the Predator. And after this airs, I'll post it on Twitter. It's the funniest video. I was going to ask you, what's the consensus from the Predator community on Prey? Right? Is that the new one?
Oh, so I'm doing a.
Oh yeah, have you talked about this on the podcast?
Wait, what?
It's going direct to Hulu. I was telling them a while ago. I'm doing an experiment with my girlfriend where I'm going to show her Predator, and I'm not telling her that Prey is a sequel or spiritual successor prequel to Predator, and I'm going to see at what point she will know. Is this a Predator movie? I'm very excited.
That's sick.
They've made a bunch of Predator movies.
Yep,
There's the Robert Rodriguez one, right? The Predators.
that's in my opinion the second best one.
Okay.
Was that the newest one?
The newest one was The Predator, and that was Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Oh, that was Shane Black.
I kind of even like Predator 2 that takes place in L.A. just because it's
That's a weird
I've never
one.
seen
Man.
that.
It's a weird one, but I like it just because it's so fucking weird and grimy and
yeah,
gross.
yeah.
And just like, because like, again, reactionary movies, it was just like, LA is a crater of crime.
Yeah.
And we just need to
People are living in the sewer.
I mean, like the footage that they show and like the way that the way that Predator 2 depicts LA at the time looks like it was just like a bombed out war zone.
Yeah.
Like people were dodging Uzi fire everywhere in the city to get like groceries.
Yeah, and I like that imagery has really stayed with dads up until even now.
Even now.
when they
Like,
think of Los Angeles, they're like, well, we're not going there.
Yeah, like their son's gonna like go to UCLA, and they're like,
"Well, I don't know.
I
I heard it's a city full of predators."
Yeah,
This isn't a fucking joke. Like, anytime I've gone to another city, my parents keep in mind whatever pop culture is
Of
from that
course.
thing.
Yeah.
So whenever I went to like Mexico for a destination wedding, they were like, son, you got to be safe out
Yep,
there. And I was
seriously.
like, I was going out to nightclubs. And
Yeah, it is like
Mexico rocks.
Nothing. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
because I don't know what happened to people's brains, but I feel like our generation are much more comfortable going to other cities, other places, other countries, and whatever. I don't know what happened between because maybe it was pre-60s, pre-70s. There was a much more like see the country, drive around, go to different countries. It was very much like travel, but then like that weird period between like 70s and through the 90s, like it was just like be scared of everywhere else in the world.
Yep.
Be scared of every other city, and just like that very thing. And maybe it was the movies that just portrayed like every. I mean, even up through like
news.
even up, I mean, it's the it's the local news. It's the local news, and it's like even up movies even up through Taken, where it's just like, yeah, you want to go to Prague? I hope you like getting like sex trafficked.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what will happen the second you step off the plane.
I had family that was even worried about me going to Japan. Japan's the safest. I was out at like 11.
Safest place I've ever been, I think, anywhere.
It was 11 p.m. and a mom and her like two kids who were like 15, 20 feet away riding their bicycles, like in the dead of night. And they were just like, whatever, having a great time.
Like hammered walking down alleys at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
No one fucking with you anywhere in like Tokyo, in Kyoto, like anywhere. Everything was safe there.
Yeah.
Everything felt safe.
But very much like it's so funny the way you think of it is like, hey, I'm gonna go to Los Angeles for a few days. Like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to buy you a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
You're gonna be going down there, and you go there. It's beautiful.
yeah,
and
you're in West
fine.
Hollywood going to Sweet Green
Yeah.
and getting your Jamba Juice. Like, you're
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
fine.
I mean, I don't know. It's local news that would have you believe that like every single like city on the planet is just a fucking war zone.
I think, and you can point at, I think, L.A. and New York in the 70s and 80s where until Giuliani came and cleaned it up. New York was stab alley USA.
I mean, it was the movie The Warriors.
Yeah.
You to go anywhere, you were fighting.
That is a classic. That's a classic dad movie.
79 Walter.
Dads love The Warriors.
Classic Blaine movie. I love that movie.
Oh, it's a great fucking movie. It's
What
awesome.
are you trying to say? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm having a baby.
Again, a movie chock-a-block full of the ugliest people you've ever seen in your life.
Yep.
Just like 70s ugly character actor weirdos, and it makes that movie. I think there's one handsome guy. It's like the lead.
It's the lead.
The lead is like the one handsome guy in The Warriors. The rest, monsters. Wall-to-wall monsters, and that makes perfect sense. If you get even a little bit more handsome in that movie, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You need all these gangs of just gargoyles just prowling the streets.
I think the best character in that movie is Ajax, who's the brown-haired guy who gets taken by the cops in the park. He's the guy who wears like the fingerless gloves, and he's like the big tough. He's like
the
tough one.
brawler. Yeah.
He's the brawler, and he might be like as big as Wes. Like he's not bigger than anyone else in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's slim. He's tiny, baby.
Why is he the brawler?
He's got the vocal cord.
It's so weird. And then also, he went on to be in like a lot. That guy was in like a lot of stuff. He's like in Sex and the City. He's in like a lot of stuff. He was a character actor for like years.
He was
after
Raiden in Mortal Kombat 2. He was the replacement.
Wild. That's so crazy. This has been a good podcast so far.
Yeah.
When we were talking about Predators, it is cool. I never saw the Predator, the Shane Black one.
Yeah.
But how crazy! Like, has there ever been a movie where a person was in a movie
guy
in the 80s
who's in it and then
directed like 40 years later or
Right.
whatever? Like, isn't
Insane.
That 30 years? Has that ever happened?
That's had to have happened. I know
It's crazy. I think of that a lot because it's not like he only made The Predator. He made a lot of movies. It's just weird that he's in Predator.
Well, the story is that they brought him on to do punch-ups on the script for Predator 1, the first one. And then he didn't really do much, but then part of the way to sweeten the deal was they were like, hey, we'll let you play this guy in this movie. And he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. The thing that pisses me off is that Shane Black's character could have had a beret.
He should have had. In my head, he has a beret.
To make everyone look different, like a set of GI Joes. They're all like completely different looking, and he was just like, "Nah, Hawkins won't have a beret."
It's the Matt Groening school of designing characters. Make everyone identifiable by their silhouette.
Yep.
So you can look at their silhouette and know exactly who they are.
Yeah.
It's a great principle of design.
It really works.
Give them a beret. We'll stick out from everybody else. Like, you'll know. Yeah.
There's a cartoon that's on right now on Adult Swim called Smiling Friends. That is, man, it's fucking weird. It is just bizarre. It's really good, and it does that super well, where every character is just weird and it's an ugly cartoon, but not in like that Rick and Morty way of like, well, everything has to look like Rick and Morty now. It's its own weird, ugly thing, but every character has such a defined silhouette. It's so easy to like
identify.
Yeah, it's so quick. It's so quick. I really like it. It is. I mean, it's disgusting to look at.
Is that?
Yes. Yeah, it's great. I think it's a very, very, very fun show. I really recommend it.
Offensive to the eyes, but very enjoyable.
It's so bizarre, and at 11 minutes, it's a great time. Yes.
Just like everyone's posture's shit. You know, it's just like...
It is.
like,
Everything's hunched and gross.
It's like Foster's Home for Imagination.
How everything had... everything had a look, and it was like a little too detailed, but not so detailed. It's very weird. Very, very weird.
Man,
not Ren and Stimpy close-up detailed?
Yeah, they have a couple of shots where they do exactly that, and you know it's from that Ren and Stimpy sort of thinking.
Yeah.
It's very good. I definitely recommend Smiling Friends. It's really funny. And I'm sure it's on HBO Max eventually because it's on Adult Swim.
I'm binging Steven Universe. That shit, like...
Oh, yeah?
I'm, like, crying every other episode.
Oh.
That show, I'm so invested in, like... It's a really good show. I'm getting why there was so much hype behind all the Steven Universe shit. It's very well made.
That was on Disney, right? On Disney XD?
No, it was on
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network, yeah.
It apparently just went through, like, the worst production hell. And this is all secondhand information from my girlfriend. But it's just, like... For what it was, I am having a great time watching it. And it was just like, yeah, we're going to cancel it. And they're like, no, bring it back. And they're like, fine, one more season. And it was just like, I don't understand why a show like that. I'm glad that it's over because there's a finite amount and it, from what I can tell, it won't lose quality. You know, how those shows just kind of drag on.
Sure.
But like, it's a great show. I'm so happy
Yeah,
to
like
watch it.
SpongeBob is still on, and it's been on for 20 2 years, something like that.
SpongeBob is suffering from this thing, and I have to be careful with my words.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, here we go.
So no, it's the people that are making SpongeBob now were the fans of SpongeBob before.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's very derivative comedy. So it's not groundbreaking, and it's not
The Simpsons.
It's not changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the original SpongeBob's crazy. Hey, this episode is also brought to you by Peacemaker and the new podcast by Rooster Teeth, Podly. A new team, a new mission, all in the name of peace. Peacemaker explores the origins of Peacemaker himself. You know John Cena's character from James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Big, hulking John Cena. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Peacemaker believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he has to kill to get it. The series also has other people like Freddie Stroma as Vigilante, Jennifer Holland as Harcourt, bunch of great cast members, plus our friends Iffy and Fiona host the podcast Podly, so you should check that out. So stream new episodes of Peacemaker on HBO Max now, and listen to Podly, the Peacemaker podcast on HBO Max, the HBO Max and DC YouTube channels, or wherever else you get your podcasts. If you're listening to Spotify, Apple, whichever ones, I don't care. If you want to rock some Peacemaker merch, we also got that. You can head on over to shop.dccomics.com for the latest drops. And in case you want to dive deeper into these characters, the lore of Peacemaker, DC Universe Infinite's Peacemaker comics are free to read with registration. That is a dope deal. Free. So yeah, make sure to catch Peacemaker on HBO Max at hbomax.com/Peacemaker and tune into the official podcast with our friends Iffy and Fiona at Podly. Yeah, that's the name of it. Podly. All right, thanks.
There's an amazing documentary about the making of the first season of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And, how he pitched it, because the Stephen
Hillenburg or something?
Hillenburg, yeah.
I can't remember.
He was a marine biologist, student who was also into illustration and cartoons. So his life was under the sea, and he had these comics he made for some facility he worked at in LA, and they were like, "This is really good. You should pitch this." And all these, the famous story of every place turned it down because
of course,
this isn't a kid's show, but it's also not funny enough for adults to be an adult show. But their writing meetings was they would let, or how their writing worked is they would let the animators pitch gags and bits, and they would connect the gags or the scenes through a narrative
writing
story.
and
But if one animator was trying to think Man Ray in the wallet thing, I don't know if you remember that. Oh you know SpongeBob. But that whole thing was an animator's idea that it would just be funny to banter back and forth about this not being Patrick's wallet, and then the writers were like, cool, let's take that and we're gonna write an episode around it.
That makes so much sense.
And it would be they would have to pitch their ideas in front of all the other all the writers and all the other animators. So there's this amazing shot of this wall of storyboards and all these different animatics that they had drawn, and the animator who drew it has to go and tell the jokes, and the louder
That's awesome.
the louder everyone laughs, the more likely it's going to make it into an episode.
There's
That's
a
really
scene in it's the marching band one, which is the classic, and it's the guys in the front are twirling the batons, and they make them go faster and faster until they turn into helicopters and fly away. And it's one of those things where it's who wrote that? And it's now that makes sense. That was probably an animator that was just then they do this and then they do this.
Yeah, I think a lot of animation is done in storyboards now, where if you can sort of get the idea across and storyboard a lot of it and write a lot of the jokes and a lot of the action in the storyboard without just going here's essentially what it looks like in coverage. I think a lot of animation, a lot of cartoon is done there.
Yeah.
And hopefully, because Andrew Douglas does storyboarding and everything. And I think that's a lot of what he goes through is putting a lot into storyboards where you go, isn't this what animation is for? And he goes, yeah.
I think that's it's kind of a lost art of the kind of Looney Tunes principle of using the medium to its absolute maximum advantage, where it's because some animation does it, some animation doesn't do it. But I think that's one of my favorite things about Looney Tunes, Simpsons, SpongeBob. Obviously oh, that was a joke that was clearly thought up by someone who either was an animator or thought like an animator.
Yeah.
How can we use every part of the buffalo in this medium in this episode to tell as many jokes and kinds of jokes as possible in the given amount of time? It's that's something that's very visual. That's a visual gag.
There's a very, very famous Disney anime, I think it's Disney, that like they were really just trying to replicate like real life movement animation. And he came in with the idea of like, well, this isn't real life. Like, what if we went ridiculous with it? So when like Wile E. Coyote runs off the edge of a mountain, he freezes and runs in place for like 5 seconds, and he was the guy who came up with that. That like influenced so much.
It's that Tex Avery sort of school of thought and everything, and it's. I agree. It's using the medium to its fullest, and I think where you see that now is, and not even for any jokes, it's anime.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why you see a lot of trappings and failings of adapting anime into a live action thing, because you're not going to make, I don't know if you know this, anime fans are terrible, and you're not going to make any of them happy.
But the dweebs and weebs, or I just messed up my
you're
mind.
you're not gonna make any of them happy.
They sensed
By making the show exactly like how the anime was, and then you're not going to make them happy by changing any of it. So why adapt it if that's the case? You have to take sort of the core and then build something outward from it. You know, like a Cowboy Bebop or whatever, and it's just like, well, here's something that really fell apart because it wasn't far enough in one direction or the other, and it just like sat in the middle, and it doesn't kind of hit because the anime has like these. I think you can look at like a lot of stuff in color use and things like that where there's like tableaus and very like easy to kind of reference pieces where you go, wow, what a masterful piece that they really used the animation to tell this story. And then Netflix went, how much money does it cost to just make a live action thing? Because we don't care if it's good, just make it.
Yeah.
And then then the dog is there and they just did it.
And then
do you guys watch Demon Slayer?
hell,
I don't watch
fucking.
I don't watch
Yeah,
any
I know you did.
anime.
By you guys, I meant do Andrew or Blaine watch Demon Slayer.
Like my girlfriend, like Chris and I were screaming at the TV on the last episode.
I'm not caught up. I just started because Randy is like Randy has gone from being my best friend, has gone from never watching anime to now 9 months later he has a Naruto tattoo on his leg.
Oh my god!
He just went through a crash course. Randy
Are
just
you
went.
serious?
Randy went through a crash course in anime, and now he's like in love with it.
It's the coolest fucking anime tattoo I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
That's really crazy.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
You know Randy though.
Oh,
It's
I
not
do.
surprising
No,
at
it's
all.
not. It's just like whoa. Wow.
It's an amazing like Rock Lee tattoo that he has on. It's like drunken fighting Rock Lee, which is a hilarious thing that he got tattooed on him. But he told me to watch Demon Slayer, and I was like, okay, because
He's recommending anime to you?
Yeah. Well,
What is what the
What a world.
I don't watch a ton of
world.
anime. I
Wow.
respect the craft of it, but like when someone's like, you should watch this anime, I'm like, cool. They're like, there's 950 episodes, and half of them are filler that you kind of need to watch. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Nah.
But then Randy was like, watch Demon Slayer, and I started in the first episode. I like teared up, and I was like, the editing and the music and the choreography of this is like one of the most insane things I've like of any medium I've ever witnessed. So I was,
Fucking rad.
anyway, love Demon
Are
Slayer.
you doing subs or dubs?
I'm doing subbed for everything.
Okay. Yeah. I did the dubs for like episode 1 of Demon Slayer, and no offense to any like English voiceover actors, but it just hit fucking different when you were listening to the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Man, that show's
It also, I mean, with anything like watching a foreign film or anything, you are so much more engaged when you have to like.
Oh, 100%.
Pay attention?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you can't be on your phone the whole time? Yeah, wild.
Exactly. It's like
Wild.
that Bong
Junho.
Yeah, Bong Joon-ho quote about like if Americans could just get over the 1 inch barrier that is.
Yep.
that is subtitles.
It really I've been trying to watch like a lot of like French film and catch up on just like a lot of old like Criterion stuff and everything. And man, it really helps when something is subtitled and you can't understand it because you got to really dial in.
Yeah, exactly.
And I haven't had to dial into like media in like a very long time.
I know my mom watched Squid Game when that was like what everyone was talking about, and she's like, my mom like speaks different languages, and she didn't know that there was an option to listen to it in like Korean.
Yeah.
So she's like, I can't get over how fucking stupid everyone sounds. And I was like, wait, watch it in Korean. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is way better now.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I watched an example of the Korean or the English dub for that, and it's rough. I would like not enjoy watching it because of that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Conversely, if there's anime, I'm going to Alamo tonight because they're showing Boogie Nights in 35
Dude,
millimeter.
I almost got a ticket to go to that.
Yeah, they still have tickets on sale today, I guess. So I'm going. It's like at 6:30. I can't wait. I'm so fucking. I love that movie.
That's one of my favorite.
Star, a big,
Oh,
big
man,
bright shining
I can't
star.
wait. I've never seen it on the big screen. I can't wait to see how big it is.
It's so big.
I
Big
can't wait.
Marky Mark fan.
I
Yeah, you
cannot-
love
that-
Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
yeah.
That's what I mean. And That's what I like about seeing Licorice Pizza because it was in 70 millimeter. And
Yeah.
just that, like, the moment before it starts and you hear the projector kick in, and you're just like, oh my God, this is so nice.
I saw Boogie Nights at the Alamo back when in 35 millimeter. It fucking rules
That movie's
so much.
it's so good.
John C. Reilly's character fucking rocks.
seeing it in a theater on the big screen is just what a treat. I'm jealous. Like,
I just love it. I just love that movie. I can't. I mean, I'm so excited to see it. So.
Boogie Nights, I had a weird relationship with that because I remember going to Blockbuster when I was a kid and seeing the cover where it's Mark Wahlberg's character as a cartoon unzipping his pants. He's got like pink underwear on, and I always would like walk by and double take at that. And then I noticed he was a dude, and I was just like, I feel so weird.
Wow, we're learning a lot. Blaine.
wow. Wow.
It was just like one of those things that like it caught my eye every time, and it's like I don't know how to feel, and then I just go to the video games in 64. Here we go.
I gotta go look at Mario. I have to go look at Mario. I have to look at Mario right now.
Wahoo!
Hey, if you've liked what you've watched so far with this podcast, it's not over yet. How do you like it so far? You can go to rtxevent.com and you can get tickets to RTX. That's right, on sale for first members on January 24th. To the general public on January 26th. We'll be in Austin at the Austin Convention Center, is that what it's called, on July 4th weekend, and we'll all be there. So if you want to see more of this live, direct, in your face, at you, in front of you, you can come. Bring some friends and make a weekend out of it, and then say, wow, missed this for years and years, and it'll be worth it. So if you're a first member, January 24th. If you're a general public, a regular person, normal human man, or woman or person, you can just check out with dogs.
Yeah.
Buy tickets, I suppose. General public, check
Well,
it
I have
out.
to have a vest, but yeah.
Yeah. If you have a vest for your dog and you want your dog to come to RTX, I don't know if they can. You can go to rtxevent.com and check out if they can. You scan that QR code and check it out.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of other events, since this is the plug section, rtxevent.com is also where you can check out tickets for Face Jam Live in Chicago and our podcast tour dates that we have coming up. We'll be doing RT Podcast Live at the Stateside Theater on April 1st, the anniversary of Rooster Teeth. We'll be doing a live podcast there.
Or will they?
Whoa!
You might show up and nobody will be there. Joke's on you.
We did a prank on you. I'm trying to see how far I can go and get money to do something to celebrate because it's the anniversary of Rooster Teeth. It's his birthday and everything. I'm trying to get a donkey to have beer out front because I don't think they're going to let it inside. I'd like to have a beer
I've been to
donkey.
2 weddings that
Yes,
are beer
me
donkeys.
too. And that's why I want the beer burrow.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Yeah, it's a
They're great.
donkey and he just kind of walks around and you can have beer.
I thought I had made a connection, but I was just very intoxicated when I had this interaction with this donkey, and I thought it just loved me, and I was like talking to it through its beautiful eyes.
You were just drunk.
Yeah, and it got to the point where the guy that was like leading the donkey was like, "Okay, we're gonna go over this." I wasn't gonna like fuck the donkey, but I was
please
definitely
leave
like,
this donkey alone. Thank you.
it was definitely like
Start
we
quoting
were
Shrek to the donkey.
we were like best friends reunited after years.
Oh, it's so cool.
Is this guy bothering you, Doug?
Wait, when is RTX proper?
It's July 4th weekend.
Okay. I'm trying to keep in I busted my fucking arm. I tore my bicep. And I'm trying to see if I can get back on track size-wise by then because I have baby arm now.
When do you get that off?
This is my last day that I have to wear it.
What?
And then
Really?
Yeah. No, so like I tore the bicep and then 6 days later was in surgery. Shout out to Texas Orthopedics. They're obviously not sponsoring this episode, but they were fucking great. And they're like kind of fast tracking me.
Yeah.
Because it was such a fresh wound and they were able to fix it so quickly. And they also were like, I've talked to my doctor about this and he was kind of like saying, he's like, I know that you like working out and that's your thing. So we're going to try to take good care of you. You're not an old man who's going to be sitting on his ass. Like, so they're being very accommodating for my lifestyle.
That's cool.
But you still can't stop the fact that it's healing for another 8 weeks.
So what's your physical therapy going to be looking like when you get that off tomorrow?
Well, no. So I've been taking it off, and I'm already doing physical therapy. Wow. I don't get to do strength training for another like 2 to 3 weeks.
How fast that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is.
That used to just be if you were like in the year like 6, that you just die. I think your bicep tears, and then they go leave them on the side of the road.
So I could have.
We just invented roads. Leave them.
There's no such thing as roads. What is a road?
We've just tamped this down for the donkeys to walk. Leave him.
So what could have happened
Dog
was
has beer.
No.
quick like what's the trigger warning for the next minute? I'm going to talk about what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
I was at the climbing gym. There's a thing called a dyno, so where you make a very dynamic movement, and basically I jumped off of one foothold and then was reaching up to a ledge to grab it with both hands. I went up with it with a lot of force, probably overshot it. I made it with both hands. My right hand slipped off, and then all of my weight went down on my left arm, and then I heard the pop. So that was the bicep tendon actually disconnecting. And basically, there's a scar now. Kind of looks like a vagina. They had to go inside.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm back in. I'm back
Tear
in.
me up. Tear me up.
Fish out the tendon, attach it to a button, put in a metal rod, loop the button through the metal rod, and now it's reconnected. Okay, I'm done explaining. So basically, yeah, like my life is kind of fucked for a while. I'm still lifting weights, but it's really difficult, and I'm only doing this side, so there's going to be some disparity, asymmetry, which is a big bother. But
Do you know about my elbow dislocation story?
no, tell me more.
This podcast took a turn.
Yeah.
Another trigger warning if bones and breaking things hurt you. It's the
I'll
most,
see you
I'm
guys
just gonna
later.
out myself. It's like it's the funniest story to laugh at me. It's fine. It happened getting out of the shower. And I went to grab a towel. This was right when I moved to Austin.
I remember this because you were trying to take photos and you're like,
I know. It's like how far I've grown. I remember it happened, and I was like apologizing to everyone. I was like so afraid I was gonna lose my job. I'm like,
This guy dislocated his elbow.
I was like,
He's out of here.
right.
take about back.
Yeah.
And I went to grab a towel, put too much weight on it, and slipped and put my arm out to catch myself, and all my weight went into my arm, and the elbow bent the other way.
Yeah, dog.
Jesus Christ.
And I remember like laying in the tub and
Naked
and
water.
I was going to shock because I could see the bone almost like breaking skin. And then went to the hospital. They put me under, popped it back in, but it was like 2 months before I could. I mean, it was physical therapy. It was like every day. It was kind of like, all right, let's see if like they had like a thing to measure my movement every day I went.
Yeah, you're
I was going like
flushing-
3 times a week, and it was just like, all right, this week we moved like half a centimeter.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, and that was like a couple months of that, and then that's why I'm surprised that. I mean, it's different because it's not bones. I'm surprised that you can move your arm, but I guess
it's the flexion and extension. I've been working on it like crazy. What's getting me is the
Turning?
supination and the pronation, which is something that I'm like working on. They got me doing some weird shit. They gave me a thing that looked like a fucked up wand, where it was like a zigzaggy maze with a washer on it.
oh, I had to do something similar. Yeah,
And I have to just spin
Yep.
it with my arm,
Yep,
and
I
I'm
had
just
to do that.
going, ah! And by the end of it, I want to fucking throw the thing.
Wow.
What is so? This is going to be a very stupid question, but when you get it off and you start working out again, is your bicep still the same size? Or
No.
Okay.
It is drastically smaller.
Okay.
I'm also going to have like some differences in like my shoulder, my tricep, my chest.
Yeah.
Because I can't activate any of those muscles or use them without activating my bicep. So I'm just going to be fucking, what is it, Kingler from Pokemon?
Yeah,
Who's
hell
that
yeah.
Pokemon? It's Blaine. I have this big fucking arm, and then I got to add this little
you
one.
know who Calum Von Moger is?
He tore his bicep twice.
Yeah, his story's crazy.
Too many times.
Yeah.
That's too many.
He was bicep curling 400 pounds with another guy.
Yep. And
then
there's a
tore.
video of it just split, and it just.
And then he was like, he was like 12 weeks into recovery, maybe even further, was like right along track. And then he went mountain climbing. He was belaying and he lost control. Something was wrong with his belay. He not only tore or dislocated his like, was it hamstring or something?
Off.
But he also reached out to grab with his janky arm, and then he retore his same bicep.
This episode of the RT Podcast brought to you by Wincing.
Yeah.
Because that's all I've been doing for the last 15 minutes.
I will say, this will be the last thing I say about it, because it did make me very proud. They had to send me my surgery notes.
Oh, I saw this on.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I posted to close friends. They had to send me my surgery notes, and it basically was just like a line by line, minute by minute, what happened during surgery. And there's a line, well, at the very top, they were like, Blaine is he's a big climbing and lifting advocate. Like, they're talking about all that stuff, and I was like, okay, cool. And then it said, during surgery, we found that because of the patient's large muscles, we had to adjust his tourniquet because they were too large and they were getting in the way or some bullshit like
and
that.
then it said, auga, auga, agony, agony.
Patient was erect most of surgery.
But I was like, I
They
read
drew
it
a
and
horny wolf in the corner.
I was like, my girlfriend was right there. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. What? And I was like, my muscles were medically recognized for their size by doctors and professionals.
Yeah, the doctors and nurses wrote down.
Very proud of that.
Very good.
But yeah,
How does it feel? I know it's been sort of like you're in this sort of like structural piece.
It's a robot arm.
How does it feel actually like moving it compared to like your other arm? Does it?
This right now is fine. It's once I get to the end of this, I can feel a stretch that you don't normally
Are you
feel.
worried that it's gonna snap right now? I'm
Yeah,
worried
of course.
it's gonna- Okay,
And then when I bring it in right
Uh-huh.
here, the scar is right there.
Yeah.
So I really start to feel pressure on
you
the
have a
scar.
sick scar now.
It's a big fucking sick scar.
Yeah.
Again, looks like a vagina right now. Gonna be real cool in like a month or two.
That's
when
awesome.
it looks like two vaginas.
And,
turns into boobs.
But like moving this and this too far, it's the same thing as like if you like roll your ankle and you feel that fresh shooting pain,
Oh,
like
okay.
a nerve
Okay.
touching it. Because they had to move things around and it's all just
I want to say, because knowing you, I know you're probably self-conscious. You look so cool with that thing on.
thanks, dog.
Yeah, you should get two.
I'm you and Cyborg relations.
I am Blaine.
Like if we were in the future and you had to have that permanently and it was like chrome, that'd be so
Yeah,
cool.
like if you got some on like your legs and everyone's just like, this guy must he's
Well,
got
it
crazy
looks
legs.
it looks like that thing they strapped to Batman in Dark Knight Rises. They strapped to his like legs to keep him like
yeah.
yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is funny because my Dungeons and Dragons character on Tales from the Stinky Dragon, subscribe and listen now. It's a great show. He has a prosthetic arm, and now I'm like living. I know his life a little bit. Not really, because I can still move my fucking arm. But it was a humbling experience, and I am going to take my stretching and exercising way more serious because your body, you only got one of them, so please fucking
no
take
way.
care of it.
Did you see the guy who got the pig heart? I'm living forever. I'm gonna be more pig than man.
Nicolas Cage?
No, there's a real thing where a guy was on like a heart transplant list, I guess. This is all I think what I've gleaned from this. He's on the heart transplant list, but like really low, and he did like I think it was like a thing where like he had to follow like these steps, and it's like he's not really following the steps. And it's like, okay, look, we have like this artificial pig heart thing. We could put it in you and we could try. And he went, let's do it. He has a pig heart.
Yeah.
Has a pig heart.
An
is like
artificial like stem cell grown like
Yep.
pig heart.
So
Which is my favorite thing is there was absolutely a moment when the doctor leaned in a bit. Was like, yeah, I mean, you're really not following these procedures, but if you want a pig heart, it's kind of like
I've been
I
talking
can get you
to-
one this afternoon.
I've been talking to Michael about it because we want to become, I think, more pig than man.
Pigman?
Yeah.
Pigman, yeah.
Like, how big's a hog's hog? Like, what can we do to get like hog limbs?
Do you want to be like top half pig or bottom half?
No, I think it's just parts. I think it's just pig parts.
One arm.
But
Yeah, it doesn't have to be arms. It can just be. It can just be
Boar
insides.
tusks.
Yeah.
You want
Oh,
the
big
dog.
old boar tusks.
But do
Crazy
different things
ears.
break his heart now? Like, does he, if he eats bacon, does he get heartburn, but for a different reason?
You're asking if the artificially grown stem cell pig heart feels bad when it is fed pig?
Bacon.
Yeah.
You know what, Blaine? Yeah.
Oh man.
Have you guys seen The Lobster?
No, that movie looks so
No.
depressing.
It does.
Yeah, I
Do you
could.
know the premise?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
You turn into an animal if you don't.
Yeah, you turn into
Find
like
love.
whatever your spirit animal is
Uh-huh.
if you don't find love within like a certain amount of time staying at this hotel.
Yeah.
So like one day this person he's like becomes friends with like who he thinks he's like getting into becomes like an animal. He's like, oh, it's really sad. But his whole thing is he's gonna become a lobster if he doesn't find love. It's
a depressing movie.
it's not that bad. It's fine.
You heard it here.
I also-
What a ringing endorsement that was. It's pretty good. It's fine.
Yeah. Also, Euphoria season 2, not depressing. It's fine. It's good.
Jesus.
Is it depressing though? 'Cause
It's dark.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
There's like some content like everyone on the planet Earth should watch Schindler's List. Fucking it peak of cinema. I
you gonna tie this
cannot
back
gear
into
myself.
Euphoria?
What's up?
How are you going to tie this back into Euphoria?
No, I'm just saying it's such a bummer movie that I can't like hype myself up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna drink a beer and watch Schindler's List. That sounds fucking like a Saturday night. Like I have
Right.
to like
Yeah.
ready
It's like-
myself.
yes, you have to
there's-
steel yourself. Yes.
Steel yourself.
Euphoria is not Schindler's List. It's like it is dramatic and traumatic, but it's not like the darkest thing that's happened.
I guess just like content like that though, it's hard for me to be like, I'm already. This is fucking. And
I get
the
it.
fucking
No,
pin-
yeah,
and
yeah.
I need feel good. I need Ted Lasso bullshit.
But that's an age thing. I think that comes with age. I think you just get to a point where you're like, well, been beaten down for about 30, 35 years. Anything good happening anywhere, literally anywhere at any given time? Can I watch something that like just isn't gonna just go, hey fucker, hey fucker, hey fucker, and like rub my face in it?
Well, from a filmmaker's perspective, I feel like you would love the way it's shot and edited in this whole new season. It's being shot on Ektachrome 35, which I think
that's really cool.
It's the first show since they brought Ektachrome back to be shot entirely on 35 millimeter Ektachrome.
Wow. That looks fucking incredible.
I mean, the way they edit the score and how they tie in like real music and then like the score, it's just the cinematography. It's all unbelievable. And if you like Zendaya, it's like she carries the
That's awesome.
show.
That's a lot of really cool trivia for a show I'm never gonna watch.
That's fine.
It's fantastic.
I think like you know, getting that those like comfort shows I would call them or whatever. There are things like that, like pieces of media. Like I haven't watched Euphoria, but like, where it's like, you should watch this, but I'm never in a mood to watch it.
Yeah,
It's like I have a few things on that list where I'm like, man, I really want to watch this, but I am never in the mood to watch this thing.
Yeah.
And then there are things that I've seen that I would like Schindler's List, like I would consider one of those things like essential viewing.
Yeah.
I'll never watch it again.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think everyone should watch it once. I feel like Nightcrawler is another one of those movies that was just like, man, that movie was
Peak Jake Gyllenhaal.
that movie was fucked up and it was affecting and like it was incredible. I never want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Like I never need to see it again. But
Riz
man,
Ahmed's
I think
in
you
that
should
too.
probably watch it.
I think
Yeah.
I saw Euphoria when it came out the first season. I was like a few episodes behind, and maybe I'm just fucked up. And I just sat there and watched like 4 hours of it. And I was like,
Oh my god!
I was like, this is so good. And
What
then,
the fuck, dude?
And then Cameron Pester, he was like, he's been putting off watching it. And I'm like, dude, just as like inspiration, you should watch this. And we watched an episode last night, and I was like, we're gonna watch an episode, but let's like save a couple hours where if you really like the first episode, we watch the second. And the first episode, and then he goes, wow, that was really good. I need like a week before the second episode.
Did Cedar watch it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like not something that is up her alley. If I don't want to watch Euphoria. I do want to watch Cedar watching Euphoria just to see what happens.
She like poor Cameron. Cameron was like, she loves Gossip Girl, and I was like,
That's not even close.
I was like, all right, well, this is like Breaking Bad meets the Skins show from the UK. This is not Gossip Girl, but
Cameron's squad team forces like video, and he's an editor.
yeah,
For context.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
definitely. And I think she liked it.
Somebody on Twitter called Euphoria A24 Degrassi.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. My favorite is the TikTok trend of like,
That's awesome. That's pretty good.
Like getting ready for school, but forgot I go to Euphoria High. And
Yeah.
it's just it's
like
changing into
leather.
her outfit. It's like showing so much skin.
I've seen a lot of it gives a fuck about Twitter discourse, but it's people who have too much to say and too much time on their hands, so they have opinions about things. And welcome to the podcast. And they're like, Euphoria is pretty ridiculous. It's not realistic. This is not what high school is like. Yes, Dawson's Creek, the thing that's just like high school. Are you fucking out of your mind? What teen show has ever been made? What? Saved by the Bell? Are you out of your mind? No. What teen show has ever been made that has been called classic high school experience?
I don't know about you, Eric, but my high school was High School Musical 2.
2. The second one, not the first one. Mine was the first one.
maybe the closest thing that's ever been made to like an accurate high school experience is probably Freaks and Geeks. And that show, like nothing happens on that show.
Yeah.
It's just about relationships and like awkward moments and growing pains and going through puberty. It's very accurate, but it's not sensational.
Was that a Gus Van Sant movie that like Elephant? That's like about like school shootings or something.
It was like the post-Columbine movie.
Yeah, because it's not about Columbine, but like that's like the like supposed to be the exciting incident. All of the stuff that leads up to like all of that in that movie is like, well, that's what I remember from high school. Nothing happens. It is just people sort of walking along, people talking to each other, other people staring at the floor or into the middle distance, and you just go, well, yeah, well, who the fuck wants to watch this? Boring as shit.
Yeah.
Terrible. So Euphoria, I think, is being judged poorly by people who are just have a lot to say, but have no conviction to anything.
they're
that saying.
homeschooled.
Yeah. They just,
Every public school is like Euphoria, actually.
Oh, man. We should probably get to wrapping this up because this is, again, a pre-recorded episode. We still have to do a post show. There's things going on.
We got to make money, man. We're making
We got to make it to Boogie Nights.
cash and checks and snapping necks. That's all we're doing.
We got to make it to Boogie Nights. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to get your tickets at rtxevent.com. Check out Andrew's duck painting. It's right there at the bottom. You see that? It looks great.
Hey, look at there.
Oh,
Have you not noticed that?
No.
I was wondering what that was. I didn't-
Painting
there
of the
it
duck
is.
that Andrew
That's a
did.
duck.
It's right there. It's
down
been there for like weeks now.
No.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not like we just put it there for you. I don't know.
well.
It's not. Come on. Let's have some consideration here. Blaine, any final thought? Blaine, guys, what's going to happen right now is Blaine is going to do a big ending for us, and we're going to go out on top. And take it away, Blaine.
Were you Nancy Pelosi announcing
And Hamilton. Here we go. You got it.
Drink water and do a lot of
not-
stretches. Don't snap your fucking bicep because then the tendon will shoot up into your shoulder. And you'll have a big fucking lump up here, and you'll be like, "Oh God, fuck!" That's it.
Bye.
Words to live by. Goodbye.